Blondes may have more fun, but brunettes remember it the next day. Don't even get me started on redheads. Tangled was the first 3D animated Disney princess movie, but that wasn't the milestone that most people remember. Tangled is more remembered as Disney's 50th animated feature film. What better way to come full circle than to return to the roots of telling stories of fairy tales? Tangled also marks the point of a lot of big changes to Disney animation, because all Disney Animation Studios films hereafter, with the exception of Winnie the Pooh number 51, would all be computer generated. Traditional 2D animation doesn't have a priority at Disney anymore. That's so weird to say. But anyways, it's also clear that changes within the movie were also taking place. If we take a broad look at Tangled's development, you could say that it was in the works since 2002, supposedly telling of a spunkier, much more rebellious Rapunzel than the one we always used to imagine. And that description may not be too far off from the Rapunzel we saw unfold on the big screen. There was this idea to try to make the story appeal to everyone, even going as far as to change the name of the film to Tangled from Rapunzel, here in the United States anyway. Why? To appeal to boys, of course, because boys won't watch a movie if there's a girly thing in the title. Instead, what do we like so much more? Vague adjectives, I guess. In fact, now that I think about it from a totally different angle, nitpicking on this for a bit, Tangled does look like it was structured to appeal to boys at first glance, similar to Aladdin, because of the focus of this swashbuckling, carefree, incredibly charming character, Flynn Rider. But instead, Tangled destroys all these snarky comments with ease, as everything that even the most doubtful of people would find as pure demographic broadeners, whatever that means, fit into the story as a whole so concisely and so courageously. Tangled wasn't just for boys. Or just for girls, for that matter. Tangled was for everyone. I first watched Tangled with a group of friends about a year or two ago, and everything I saw and heard had me so impressed. The story on behind why Rapunzel grows her hair so long, why she's trapped in the tower, who keeps her there, why and how she gets out, it's all so great. The animation, though I still think could have been fully realized in traditional animation, is still so dazzling in 3D. And the characters, they're all so different and so memorable. Some more than others, but even the characters you think you would forget in a few minutes still seem to pop out in your head here and there. But of course, let's talk about the two most important characters, Rapunzel and Flynn. Rapunzel is darling. No matter if her naivete is to blame with her constant wide eyes and her undying kindness to everyone she meets, there's still the traits that make her stand out among the rest of the Disney princesses. Flynn Rider was a character, however, I never thought I would like. At first glance, I saw him and I would just roll my eyes. Of course, he's the love interest, the suave guy that cools his jets around Rapunzel and changes his outlook on life because the plot says so. Nope, he's so much more dynamic than I gave him credit for at first. While he does change his outlook on life by the end, he never loses our first impression. The charm doesn't go away. These two characters don't change. They grow. No matter what obstacle comes in their way, we see them stick together and adapt. And by the time they begin to fall in love with each other, you really feel that they've made a connection in these few moments. And well, now is a time to talk about things. My favorite part of the movie is, of course, I See the Light.
All those days watching from the windows, all those years outside.
I don't remember any other songs in this movie. None. None of them stuck out to me then, and none of them stick out now. Sure, I remember the visuals, and sure, I remember what the message of each song is for the story, but I don't remember any other parts. The lyrics, the melody, nothing. Every song in the movie is so forgettable to me in comparison to I See the Light. This is the moment that Rapunzel finally gets to see the lanterns, us with her and Flynn, and well, everything before this moment has been leading up to this powerful scene. Metaphorically speaking, we all saw the light long before this scene started. Rapunzel is this light. No, not her hair, her. Rapunzel was the light of the king and queen's lives. With her missing, it seemed that all light had been lost, and they were devastated. The tower is a dark and isolated place, and Mother Gothel traps her there to take advantage of the magical powers Rapunzel's bright, glowing, long blonde hair has. The tower is even shown in muddled colors until Rapunzel starts to paint all over it, splashing her big, bright sense of wonder along the walls, and a lone window shows Rapunzel the outside world, full of color, full of life, full of light. Whenever darkness is present in the story, Rapunzel somehow washes it away, and the biggest example of this is in Flynn. Flynn starts to open up more and more to Rapunzel, and soon his mission and plans to just thieve for the rest of his life turn into something more. Rapunzel becomes so much more to him, dare I say, even more than we expected him to. And their love for each other first reaches a high point at this very moment, where they both see the light. Even then, there's darkness. It's an unavoidable contrast. The question of Flynn's loyalty is even played with again to an effective degree. To match the light in surely good feelings, now there's darkness and uncertainty. Throughout the film, the theme is clear. Everyone entangled, shrouded in darkness, slowly begins to meet the light. I'm sorry. I've been tiptoeing around my actual feelings for this song, but there's a good reason for that. I See the Light is right up there with Let It Go, if not arguably better. While Let It Go works so well as a song sung alone, I See the Light is so much better as a duet, as a love song, as a song written to progress the story and show how the characters feel. Both have their escalations in theme and tone, and seem to explode in their own ways by the end. I guess it'll depend on my mood. When I'm feeling empowered and energetic and alone, I'll lean towards Let It Go. But when I'm feeling soft, sweet, and sympathetic, I'll lean towards I See the Light. God. I promised I wouldn't mention Frozen in any of these videos, but one more quick note. I'm never going to stop loving Frozen as much as I do, but I have to give credit where credit is due. I See the Light is pure Disney magic, and to me, it's what completes Tangled to make it stand out so much more. Yes, Rapunzel and Flynn would still have been great characters without this song, but to me, I See the Light just adds a whole lot more to their stories, and lets me see Tangled in a brighter light. Also, short-haired Rapunzel, greater than sign, long-haired Rapunzel.